Hello there, it's welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today's topic is going to be Summer Merry. I finally reached level 300 plus. I got her to +3, got her card, a couple of her pets. So let's talk a little bit about where she is on the tier list, where the pet and the card are also on the tier list, and as usual, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. And before I forget, the Summer Lobby, because multiple people have been asking. To get the Summer Lobby, you need to pull for Summer Merry. When you get her, you go into your profile and you will be able to change both the attendant and the lobby as well. That's it, pretty simple. That's it, let's jump directly into the tier list and then we'll explain why she's there, her skills, the pet and the card. So let's switch to the wiki, open all of the tier lists, and let's start with the character tier list. She is a tier 1 character. Now, a lot of people have been saying she's underwhelming, she is like a mid character. The reality, however, or at least in my opinion, from what I've been testing and comparing her to like even my max out Anessa, she is great. She's a good character for elemental content and bosses. People are saying she's mid because if you take her out of elemental content, she is lackluster in damage, but the same thing applies to Katrine, the same thing applies to Christina, the same thing applies to most of the characters at T1. You use them only for specific bosses and specific elements. Same for Circe, same for Enya, Morgause, Tristan, but Summer Merry is doing a lot more damage than those characters, hence she's a T1. Now, I did add, however, an elemental flag. As you can see, she has this fire element that indicates that she is here because her performance based on elemental content, aka when she is facing fire enemies, right? So that is why she is there. So let's talk a little bit about her skills and we can see why people are saying she's underwhelming, why developers might buff her, but again, in my opinion, she's completely fine. She has a lot of self buffs, like huge amount of buffs, honestly. She's getting, first of all, damage reduction innate, which is really good for bossing already. When she is killing enemies, she reduces the cooldown of her ultimate by 17 seconds, on a 5-second cooldown. This is good for stages with those 4 different waves, because you will be able to use your ultimate twice and have it ready for the boss already again. That is fantastic. So for those stages with a lot of enemies and for bosses, it's a character you can use without any problems, regardless of the element for clearing waves. For bosses, of course, you want them to be fire. She's also getting a lot of critical damage on her own at level 4, 72%, and she increases the ultimate skill damage by another 42% at level 4. Her active skill is gonna be giving her crit damage and crit chance for 12 seconds on a 14-second cooldown, like 80% uptime on a fight, probably even more than 80%, honestly. This is really good. I don't know why they didn't just make it permanent, but it's only a 2-second downtime, so it's not even bad. And then her ultimate is a huge nuke, 1264% of attack to all enemies, and also increases the damage deal to fire enemies by 200%. So when you are going against fire enemies and fire bosses, she will melt them, absolutely. She was doing the same damage as my max out Anessa with a really good build. Max out Anessa. So people saying she's mid, I'm honestly, is cap, okay? She's good. Now, the problem is when you take her out of the elemental content, of course, then she's gonna be doing way less. I do not want every character to be Tiamat, or Lancelot, or Neo Medieval. Those characters are pure power creep. If every character was like that, in 6 months, Tiamat is a shit character. It's a useless one. Because every new unit will be power creeping the previous one. So I prefer if they do characters like Summer Merry. They will have a clear place on the meta. This is gonna be for endgame and for bossing, for people who care about that, and you can use her, but they are not constantly power creeping. In my opinion, dead character. That is why she is a T1. If you're curious on how to build her, she has a simple DPS build, attack and crit damage, nothing else, okay? Pretty simple build, if you can get, of course, crit gear. The new pieces of gear, by the way, are giving a lot of crit chance. This is a 10%, there are pieces giving up to 20% on the new gear. I believe the new weapons are giving 20%, yeah, 20% crit chance. That is huge. So we are getting to a point where all characters will be moving into attack and crit damage, a mix of both of them, right? So that said, let's talk about the card and also the pet. We can start with the card, actually. The card, I have put her so far on T0. It's a Fiery Gaze right here, and there is a simple reason for this. This card can be used on every DPS in the game that's a wizard, because it's giving magic attack, critical damage, and it's increasing your ultimate damage by 50%, 100% uptime. There is no cooldown or nothing, and this cannot be removed, cannot be dispelled. So this can be used literally for every wizard in the game but Tiamat. So what is the difference between her card and Tiamat, because both are T0? Tiamat card is T0 because Tiamat is that strong. this card only works for Tiamat. She is the strongest DPS in the game by far, the power creep is stupid, hence that needs to be always a priority for anyone who gets Tiamat to get her card. But this card is like Lua, can be used anywhere as long as you are a wizard and will benefit that character and increase their damage. Doesn't matter if it's your Vivian, your Katrine, your Christina, your Merlin, it doesn't matter. She will be increasing their damage, which is a really good card. So if you can, you don't need to go for +3 on the character, just go and get her card. Go get the copy and get the card. If you care about endgame and bosses, a +3 is good, a +5 if you get lucky, but if not, don't worry too much about it. But if you care about endgame, her pet is going to be the better option, honestly, and it's the one I'm still trying to get more dupes. I will keep pulling during this banner to see if I can get her at least to +4. So far, really unlucky. I've done 70k gems or more for a +3 and a +2 on the pet. I've been getting shafted. I've been getting kinda shafted. Now, what is this pet? T1, or what will be considered endgame bossing, as you can see right here. Same situation as the run pet. The run pet is a pet that you will be using for every single boss that is weak to shock, so if they are water, right? And then this pet is going to be used for every single boss and enemies that are fire. Because as you can see, she's going to be giving to all Frost attribute characters 20% damage increase when attacking fire enemies, and this is 100% uptime. Cooldown 20, duration 20 seconds. This is really good, and also her stats are pure offensive. So attack, ignore damage reduction, critical damage, and additional damage. All in all, a really solid pet, only for bossing and endgame. If you're a new player and you're still wondering what should I be pulling on then Sefhi as a new player, then just get Galahad, I'm gonna be honest, okay? Galahad is a more universal character. Okay, right now, outside of one copy, it's not worth going all in. And then Merry is also another character that I will say is more towards endgame for the elemental content as well, be it the Star Incarnation, Avalon, etc. That said, a lot of people were complaining about the character, saying she's weak. Developers do tend to listen in this game towards feedback, so they might be buffing her. I don't know what they're gonna buff, because her buffs are already pretty huge, so I don't know. We'll see what they do, but in my opinion, she doesn't need to change anything. But I come from other games like Nike, where our focus is elemental content endgame, so you can pull for the characters you like, because most of them have usage. I think that's a great system, but then again, not everyone sees it that way. That's it, gonna be for this one. Once again, if you can only pull for one thing, I will say get one copy and her card, because that's more priority than anything else. I don't think you need to be going for dupes on her outside of getting that first one, so you are able to resonate. But if you want more information on the character and some of the guides that have been updated, they're available as usual on the website waifus.com. All that jumping aside, I am out. We are live every single day. Link in the description. Love you all bastards. Good luck with your pool, the nerds. I'll see you in the next one.